how about some heart pockets that are perfect for gentlemen or people who love steampunk? So I got inspired and decided to make a set of steampunk heart pockets. Look how really awesome these are. So again, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get 6 inserts, so they get stuffed up, right? Isn't that fun? Dirigibles. So again, these are steampunk themed. Playing cards, game boards, lots of fun things, tickets to put inside. And then let's get the trains, the steampunk trains, right? And we've got lots of fun things to stick inside of that one. And then I went for that steampunk, like lots of hardware on leather stuff. And I thought that one looks really fun. And of course, steampunk denotes these hot air balloons. I don't know why, but it just does. And gears and the Queen of Spades. So we're going to put that one in there. And then I've got another one that's definitely steampunk, which is kind of like imaginary things, right? Big clocks on old-fashioned manufacturing buildings, right? And I just thought these would be fun things to stick into these. And here's another one, and the fun steampunk hat on that gorgeous like drawers. I thought that was good, and the fun old birds. And then here's a set of blue with the steampunk butterfly and a steampunk guy. Yeah, we got to have that. And then what I've given you, so every heart pocket has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 already on their sheet. But I went ahead and added some additional steampunk things. And as always, I always give you way more than you need in one kit. So you can use this in any of your vintage stuff. They're just really fun little inserts. And then I found some other things that I thought more steampunky, like little mini cards, right? Some of them are kind of strange, but they're steampunk. And then I went ahead and made a steampunk-inspired set of, again, let's add some faith, right? So there's some verses, there's some Christian sayings, but I thought they're gonna fit really fun in there. So next step, let me cut all these out and then we'll sit and make some steampunked heart pockets. I have everything cut out. I have everything edged with scorched timber. So we are ready to assemble. I wanted to show you an idea that I had since I launched the first Heart Pockets kit. I went back and I decided to add some extra embellishments. And so I wanted to just show you how pretty they can be. Just adding some ribbons and trims, adding some lace. Look how pretty this is with the, with the lace in that direction. Doesn't that look pretty? So you can add so many fun things to these heart pockets. I think that they're popular because they're easy to do. They're quick and easy and very versatile. And if you didn't put like the Valentine's-y parts on them, you could actually use these in a regular journal. So I added some of those really fun hearts ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree. There's some fun pom-poms on our lemon one, and added just some little fibers to this one. Added some blue pretty ribbon. I thought that just set it off. And then this is just stunning now, isn't it? Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So you can definitely add more. And so what I did for today in making the steampunk ones, I've already pulled out some strips that we're going to add today. Now, the other thing I wanted to address is somebody had asked me a question, do these fit in envelopes? And I wanted to answer that. So a regular envelope that's approximately 4.5 by 5 3/4, the answer is no. Let me show you what happens. It's just a little, even if you turn it to the side, do you see how it's a little bit too tall? So this size, the small regular, I'm saying regular like the regular card size, doesn't really work. But if you have a 5 by 6.5, which is a slightly larger greeting card envelope, yes, it fits in there. Okay, So I wanted to just show you that it it does fit. Yeah, let me get it angled right. It's gonna fit. I just did this. Yeah, you're just gonna have to maybe bend it just slightly and it'll work. But the best is if you want to just go buy yourself from what they call 5x7 envelopes, you can buy those. You can buy a whole pack on Amazon. Now we know it's going to fit in there perfectly. Okay, so that's my answer to that question of what do they fit in an envelope. So the answer is yes, it'll fit in an envelope. You just have to have the right envelope. So I'm going to leave this on the screen. As I said, you can buy these 5x7 envelope size, and they're a yes. 5x6.5. The small, there's two different hearts, and the smaller heart does somewhat fit in there, but I think you're just better off going ahead and getting a 5x7 set of envelopes. Then you know that you can mail them. Okay, so let's put together our Steampunk Heart Pockets. I'm so in love with these. I'm so excited. You can tell. I asked the question on Monday, does anybody want like masculine or kids version? And a couple people said yes. So of course I went, oh, okay, I think I could do that. And then I realized, oh, I have all these steampunk papers and ephemera pieces that we could add to it. And yes, there we go. So before I put the other things on, I'm going to add my piece of trim because I think that will work much better. And I would suggest using a wet glue. I don't think a glue stick is going to hold that. So hopefully you have some trim that you can find that'll coordinate. Let's leave that there for one little second. That should work. I'm not going to trim this yet until it's done. And then we can put in our pieces. I love the Queen of Spades cards. I had fun pulling all this stuff together. And the gears, because of course we're in steampunk. And then I thought this was just a fun piece. It's just some weird steampunk thing. You could put it on there. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of stick it in there. And then don't forget, I made all these extra pieces. So if you want to make this as a Valentine for a man, pick one of the Bible verses or the faith quotes, and you could stick it in there. So now you've got a really nice full pocket. So we'll set that aside, and I'll trim that after it totally dries. Okay, so here's our next one, trains. Yes, trains are a very popular thing in my family. My father was an HO gauge model train enthusiast. His brothers were. My stepfather had a whole train set, and he was the best because he built this huge platform. When I say huge, it was probably 8 by 12, at least. It took up his entire basement. And when my boys were little and we would go there, he allowed them to play with all the trains. Unlike my dad, no one was allowed to touch his trains. So my stepfather introduced my three sons, to the world of model trains, and they had so much fun. So it was never a chore to get them to come to Grammy and Pappy's house because they loved that part. That was just so cool. So, of course, when he died, my boys were young and they didn't have room in their house. So sad to say, I ended up giving the whole train, all the train stuff to my uncle who was still into trains. But I don't know if guys are doing that now anymore. You have to have a lot of space. Let's put it that way. It does take up a lot of space. I think the prayer works in there. Nice. So there's another Steampunk Heart Pocket. See how quick these go together? They're just so much fun. And I give you all the parts. And as I say over and over again, the beauty of digital kits, all this ephemera, you can use this in all of your other kits. It's vintage ephemera stuff. You could use it on any kind of a vintage kit. So you get plenty, and there is plenty for this project, and then plenty for you to use in other projects. Oh, look at this. I've had this piece of ribbon for forever. Do you see it? It's like, glittery bronze. And I'm finally using it today. Came in a box, I think. Probably I got from Michael's or something. There was a whole bunch of them. And to be honest, I think I've maybe used 2 of them. So it wasn't a very wise investment. But I'm glad that I have it for now, right? Because now, look how perfect that looks on there. Yes, that goes together. And see how quickly this goes together once you just spend the time. And I did this last night watching TV. You just cut out all your parts and you edge everything while you're sitting there. And then you just come to your desk, to your work area, and put it all together. And here you go. You've got a heart pocket. Let's put this one in here. There we go. Okay. And then this, don't you just love this picture? It's just, look how cool it is. I don't know if it's reminds me of like drawers, old-fashioned drawers in a chest of drawers or something like that. I don't know. So a lot of my backgrounds are AI generated. So I do tell you that when you buy stuff. I don't sit there and do this piece by piece. I AI generate stuff. There we go. And we're going to put that piece on there again. Another piece on here. So I think these are for anybody, but definitely more masculine and would go for guys. Now, I don't have a kids one put together. I could attempt that. So that's my question. If you think that you would like this for children, maybe a kid, and I'm not going to promise that. I'm going to say I'd have to look into all my graphics and figure out what could I put together. The trick would be what pieces of ephemera we would stick in there. That's going to be, do I have enough stuff to have 6 for every one in a kid's? So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, just let me know what you think. If you would like something that's specifically for children, I can see if I can put something together like that. Okay, let's get this one. This is fun. Look at this. I got this book. I got this book of games, and the book was an old book, so I was allowed to. I scanned all these old game paraphernalia, not paraphernalia, like ads, and then some of them were actually photos of the game. Some of these games are from the 1800s. They're so cool. So I just thought they make really, really cool ephemera pieces if you're into vintage stuff, right? And there we go with our clocks. Let's see, we'll put this on. So now this would be fun to do with a group, right? You could invite some friends over and print a kit for each one of them, and they could go home with 8 Valentines. What you do is you just charge them $5 or $6 or, whatever. There we go. Nellie Bly, and there's a fun old game piece. Another one, Answer It. Okay, who knows what that game was. Some old tickets. I like the 79. And another Ace of Hearts. Let's put the Ace of Hearts. Let's stick that in there. And then we'll put I Got This. Stop Worrying from God. Okay, there's another one. We're getting there. Okay, now this is really steampunk. I got a steampunk butterfly, steampunk guy. Those were fun to find and create. So yeah, the questions for today are, do you like the steampunk? Give me feedback. Number 1. Number 2, do you want me to try and make a kid version of this? And here's some more stuff that I'm going to put on, stuff that I've had for forever. This fabric ruler. Isn't that fun? Look at that. That's so old. And I'm finally using it. Wow. Okay, Diane. Some old letters. I love the hearts, the steampunk heart things. There's the steampunk guy. Isn't he cool? I love that. That's just fun. And then this, I don't know if I want to put it on there like that. Stick that in there. Let's put this in here. Let me think. Do I like this on there like that? Let's see. Maybe if we put this over here and this like that, and then the steampunk guy on this side, that would work. Okay, let me think about that one. If I want to decorate the top heart. I did that on the first set. I put some of the ephemera on top of it. It looks pretty. So it's much easier if you do the way I just showed you. Cut everything out, edge everything, have them in little piles, okay? And then go through all of your fabric ribbons and trims and stuff and pick the trim for each one. See how quick I can put this together now? Because, yeah, it's like it's already ready. I don't have to sit here and audition 10 things. I can just do it real quick and just put it right on. So I did that, obviously, before I turned the camera on. And that's my suggestion to make it, you know, quick to go. Flowing, I should say, that it flows easier. Okay. And here's the 2 of spades and some steampunk fish. Old newspapers, steampunk drawings, some tickets, and then of course we need the steampunk for deep sea diving. No, I think I'm gonna stick that in there. Let's put this one in here. Man of God. There we go. And the last one is this beautiful blue, and you got to look close. See these dirigibles, hot air balloon things? Dirigibles, I think is what they were. That's what's in the design. There we go. So I think these are so unusual that they're not just for a guy, okay? Like women who are not into all that dainty stuff. I think they would, you know, they would like this. Teenage boys, they would like this. And we'll put this on there. There we go. And some old newspaper, another big board game, steampunk clock, steampunk bird, and what is this? Telescope, steampunk telescope, and we'll stick a little ticket in there, and then we've got the let your light shine can go in there. Okay, so they look wonderful, don't they? Now let me get my fabric cutting, my mother's fabric scissors, and we'll trim these up. There we go. I might need to glue the edges of that one. Now, I also gave you 2 more sheets of a ton of vintage ephemera, and I didn't even stick it into any of these. So you can, oh, this one I was trying to decide about the steampunk. I think I'll leave it like that. There we go. There we go. So I just made 8 steampunk stuffed, right? Stuffed heart pockets. There we go. And here we go. There we go. And then there's our last one. There we go. So let's move. Let's put the pin back in, Diane. Okay, so I wanted to just show you all these other little parts that you can definitely stick in. So let's use some of those. They're going to be really stuffed pockets. I don't really even know what this is. This is AI generated. It just looks fun. Here, we'll add this one too. I want to put that behind the steam thing. Okay. Yes. Oh, and we'll add the girl. There's another steampunk girl and another little piece. Here's another steampunk. Oh, let's do the bug. I think the bug looks good. Let's stick that one in there and then one of these. So you see how many pieces we're now putting into all of these? You're really getting nice and stuffed. And then again, as I said, these are on separate sheets. So print those and edge them, and then you've got a whole stack of fun vintage ephemera to stick into all of your fun projects. I always try to give you more than you need, because I've had people say, well, all this extra. And I'm like, well, no, yeah, it's extra because now you have extra. This one's the only one I probably don't like, that kind of skull thing. Let's put a clock in this one. But I like to give you extra stuff. So then you get to increase your ephemera that you have for projects. And here, what's this one? Oh, let's do the steampunk guy and girl. And we'll stick that in. So there we go. Don't they just look awesome? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9 pieces of ephemera in these now. Yes. So I hope you enjoy this. As I said, the questions are, do you want me to try and do a child's? Do you like this? What did you think? And would love to hear from you. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, tell me what your thoughts were, because obviously somebody commented the other day and said, yes, I want more masculine ones, and look, I whipped these right up. So there we go. And make sure that you are joining me every day for Junk Journal January. We're doing a faith deep dive in through Junk Journal January, and that video comes out every morning at 6 a.m. So I'll see you again soon.